Alright guys, welcome back to another One Piece chapter reaction. Now, no, I mean you guys are used to this. I'm almost a week late, basically. If you're a unofficial manga reader, manga chapter reader, so you read it a couple days early, then I'm definitely a week late, because I believe it's coming out on Friday for y'all. So, I know, I'm late to reading this, but the deadline for my master's thesis is coming up fairly soon, and I'm just so busy with that. Genuinely, that just sitting down, having a good mental state to be reading these One Piece chapters has not been there for me. And there's not just a One Piece chapter last week, but there's also a One Piece chapter coming out in a couple of days. If this coming out on Friday, there's a One Piece chapter coming in 2 days that I have to react to, and then there's a chapter the week after that, and then the week after that again, and the week after that. I'll have to, send in my master's thesis and I'll be done, and then hopefully I'll have my degree. And since I've been focusing so much on that, being in mental state to read One Piece, I've been busy. Okay, so but you guys are used to this. My bad. I'm sorry that I'm so late with this, but I'm finally here to read the One Piece chapter for this week or last week at this point, 1183. Now, honestly, because I'm so busy, it also means I haven't been spoiled on anything, right? I've not been on social media or anything at all. I've been fully locked in on my studies, and so I don't know anything. It's kind of neat, honestly. I haven't been spoiled on no One Piece. I've not been spoiled on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, which I did a video of as well. That'll come out soon, maybe tomorrow. So, haven't spoiled on the results of that. I mean, I know the results now because I already did a video on it, but I'm not spoiled on anything. So, that only really happens if I'm on some random social media thread or something, and then there's a spoiler there. But since I haven't been on social media at all, I'm good. So yeah, we're gonna get into this week's chapter. Last week we had the big Zaza come in. Summer summoned it or something. The big Zaza woman, the Rain Woman. And I call her the big Zaza because she is actually massive. If you look at her in comparison to the size of the giants, even the giant children, yeah, she's massive. The Rain God, which was really scary. You also got to see a little bit of interaction between Emu and Ratatosk the rat, right? And Loki, a little bit of that fight, but not much. And yeah, Sanji's coming in to help out the giant kids against the Rain God. Zoro's got some other business. Maybe Zoro's going off to fight Emu, or maybe not. Maybe Zoro's off to help out elsewhere. But they recognize Emu's a big danger. And Choppers, we saw Chopper healing up Gert's fingers. She saw her fingers got chopped off, but apparently they can be reattached, which is kind of sick. So, yeah. So this week's chapter, I don't know what it's called, but we're on chapter 1183 now, and this is the first time, by the way, that I'm reading actually not on not on my phone. Typically, I read this on my phone, but I'm actually reading this on my laptop instead because my phone is charging and because I want to try it out, right? I want to try out reading like this. So this is the first time ever I'll dedicate this chapter to that, to reading it like this for the first time. But for you guys, that won't change anything. It'll change something for me, but on the video that you guys are watching, it's literally the same. I'm just gonna be reacting as always. So let's get to the chapter. First thing I'm seeing here is the chapter cover coloring. This week. Let's see, how can I get this overlay off when I'm on PC? Wait, why is this get this overlay off of... Ah, it's ugly. I can't get it off. Do I have to click out and in again to the chapter? So this is why I should just be on my phone at all times. Okay. Overlay? There it is. The overlay is off. Okay. So, we have a cover. It says One Piece top left. On the bottom right it says make a splash, and there's an elephant making a splash. Where is this, a Megumi reference? Jujutsu Kaisen? Elephant, come in! Or is it with this treasure I summon elephant? Or is this just a Zenisha Zo reference? I don't know. I see Luffy with the yellow pants, reference to Impel Down. That's when he those yellow short, or not pants, shorts, I guess. And he's got Niku meat on his jacket, or hoodie shirt thing, whatever you want to call it. Niku means meat in Japanese, obviously. And I like the white red type of zipper hoodie or zudi, as I've seen people call it. Um, some people call it zipper hoodies zudis, but maybe it's not even a hoodie. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of. I don't know, this looks like very American clothing to me, like the type of clothing you'd wear, or you'd see people wear who watch baseball or something, American baseball, stuff like that. You see Zoe drinking down below. They're all on a splash. I thought it was a cloud for a second, but it's actually like a water splash from down below from the elephant. So you see the elephant splashing them up. Luffy's having fun with it, and Chopper's also having fun with it. But Zoe's just sitting and drinking. Nami is looking at a map or something. Obviously, she'll be doing that. And she's also seems to be sitting having fun though, pointing up. Brooke is back there with the music, getting a leg up. Okay, Frankie's also jumping up. Jinbei's in the back chilling. Sanji is giving Robin drinks, of course, and Robin is sitting on what? There's another elephant. Okay, there's another tiny elephant. Maybe it's the elephant's child or something. And Usopp is on top of this other elephant, but it's still on top of the splashing water. And I guess she's sitting. Maybe she's just sitting on the splash, and the visual is a bit weird. But okay, Robin's sitting on the splash, and um she's using a no, or yeah, she's holding a parasol. Um, and she's being given drinks by Sanji, and there's one other drink which I'm assuming is supposed to be for Nami, so he's giving one for Robin first. Now Robin's wearing like a detective hat. I like those type of hats. Just reminds me of detectives. I don't know why. The parasol has like flowers on it, so flower pink parasol for Robin, and then on her shirt, I think it's supposed to say elephant. It says LA, I think elephant, and you see like a shirt, like an elephant drawing on her shirt. So I mean that's what it says. But she's reading a book as she's always doing. She's wearing glasses and reading the book. Cause that's what Robin probably spends 80% of her time doing. She's reading books. But yeah, Usopp seems a bit scared of this. Usopp's the only one that seems scared being on top of here. And yeah, Jinbei's just chilling. So, nice little cover spread, Oda. I like it. Let's get to the chapter. We're in chapter 1183, like I said, I believe. And the chapter, I don't know what it's called. Okay, we see here in this page. We were back to Ym and Loki. And the chapter is called Good Morning Maid. Not good morning, good morning maid. So maybe it's probably a better pun in Japanese. Probably says Ohayo Maido or something. It probably makes sense in Japanese, but doesn't really make much sense in English. But good morning maid is how they decided to translate it, whatever the chapter is actually called in Japanese. So we're back to Imu. Okay, Imu and look again. Okay, Ragnir, though worth waiting for one who could strike back against Moo. Isn't that right? So you tell me Ragnir, the devil fruit, because Ratatosk is the little squirrel, but Ragnir is the devil fruit that Loki ate, that turns you into a dragon, right? So oh wait, no. Sorry, Ragnir. No. The Nidhogger is the devil fruit. Sorry, Ragnir is the hammer, but the name of the squirrel is Ratatosk. My fault, guys. My fault. Because the hammer ate a squirrel devil fruit. That's how it worked. Yes, a hammer ate a squirrel devil fruit. Kind of like what was his name again? The elephant fruit. Speaking of elephants, the elephant fruits from Funkfried, right? That the Spandam, the sword Spandam was using Funkfried. The sword that ate the elephant fruit. So Funkfried is the name of the sword, and he ate an elephant fruit, right? So he's a sword that turns into an elephant. So we kind of get that here with the hammer called Ragnir that eats the squirrel fruit, called Ratatosk, I guess. Or I mean, the squirrel is called Ratatosk, but the hammer is called Ragnir. So yeah, but whatever. Y'all get what I mean. So the squirrel was waiting for someone who could strike back against Moo. So that was Loki, who ate this Nidhogger devil fruit, and he's saying, "Isn't that right?" And the squirrel goes, "Kiri! What nonsense are you talking about?" Loki doesn't understand. "I've never seen someone absorb so much damage." Loki, Straw Hat Luffy. In any case, thou wilt not be my soldiers, so I shall eliminate thee instead. Okay. So the fight between Loki and Emu continues. Just like Dozan. Who's that? Are we supposed to know who that is? And he's using Omen again with his spear. Sorry. Ragna Duel. Duel. Sorry. Is Loki getting ready to attack? Something's coming from the sky. Oh. Loki's... not Loki. Emu's swinging his spear. Duel Heim! Blade of Wrathgram. And they're swinging at each other. Bang! So far seems like a pretty even fight between Loki and Emu, I'm not gonna lie. So Loki's real strong to be able to stand up to Emu like this. Zoro and Sanji weren't doing this, I'm just saying. Zoro and Sanji weren't doing this. They got cooked. Gerd and the other giants obviously got cooked. We saw Gerd and Staunton get actually cooked. Okay. Western Village, okay, so we're cut off from this fight. No, of course I would love to see more of this fight, but okay. We're going to the Western Village. Okay, this is where it's raining. Zaza's still going crazy. Look at Zaza. Look at her. Dude, these are giant houses, by the way. So just imagine how big Zaza is. These are houses for giants. Just imagine how tiny we humans are in these houses, and then imagine they're supposed to fit giants in there, and then she's massive. Take back the children. Well, you know, Zaza's captured the children. Wah! Okay. We're not letting them be taken away. Okay, here comes Ripley to fight. Where's Copper, bro? So, see, look. Golan's mother's here out here fighting. Golan's father is a deadbeat. Where are you at, bro? Look at you. Look at your wife out here fighting for your child. Look at her. She's swinging the sword on. She's even injured too, right? She's got like bandages on her, and she's still fighting, bro. Scopper, left hand of the Pirate King. Where you at? Where you at? Okay, we're not letting them be taken away after all we did to save them. Look, even Angie's fighting, and Oimo. I see Angie and Oimo fighting, bro. Angie, the school teacher's fighting. She's holding an axe and a shield. She's ready to go. You see Ripley holding a sword. Ripley's ready to go. But Scopper, left-hand man, is nowhere to be seen. Deadbeat dad? Question. I mean, we've seen a lot of deadbeat dads, not just in One Piece, but in Shonen in general. You know what I'm saying? Dragon's gonna keep looking left, buddy. Okay, you're not taking our kids. Wait, you guys, you shouldn't be moving around. I haven't finished your blood transfusions. You really will die. Is this Chopper screaming at them? I'm assuming. Oh yeah, this is Chopper. Okay, I see. Chopper saying you shouldn't move around because he hasn't finished the blood transfusions. My life means nothing to me. See, this is W mom. Ripley saying, I don't care about my life. I'm out here I'm gonna protect my child, okay? Like my son's about to die. I'm gonna spend every ounce of my life to protect my son. Alright. Sanji, where are you at? Sanji's speaking of actual good left-hand man. Sanji's gonna come here and save the kids against Zaza. Scopper, the quote-unquote Pirate King's left-hand man, ain't gonna do nothing. Okay, my life means nothing to me, says Ripley. If my son is ripped from my arms, oh look at her, she's determined. She's ready to go. Ooh, look at Zaza as well, destroying them. Help us! The kids are still screaming. They're shooting at Zaza. They're trying to swing at her, but how do they even beat that? She's made of rain, right? She's basically a massive Logia type. How do you even beat that? How did freaking killing him summon this, bro? That's insane. How would you even summon? I can't believe it. And I'm also thinking, would Hawk even work on him? On her, sorry? Or would you have to killing him on fight, like killing him? What do we do? Only 7 of them? It'll have to do. Let's go, Zaza. Okay, so killing him using Zaza to grab the 7 children and go over to where Summer is, because Summer is prepared to ship to escape. What's happening over there? Sanji, Sanji's coming in. You see that? Sanji's coming in, and you look at him approaching Zaza, and he's seeing how. Okay, so Sanji's gonna save the day. We'll see though. Hopefully, well, will Sanji be willing to fight Zaza because she's the rain god, but also she's a beautiful woman, like you were saying. So maybe Sanji's gonna be like, "Listen, I'll fight Summers. I ain't fighting Zaza." You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Sanji does. So maybe he won't see her as an actual beautiful woman because she's just made of rain. She's made of water, and she's just a being of water, bro. She's a rain god. I don't really get it, but we'll see. We'll see how Sanji behaves. All right, next page. Oh, Gunko. This is the cube that Gunko's stuck in. Brook. Okay, Princess Shuri, right? That was Gunko. That was who Brook saw her as. So so Gunko's a god knight, right? But maybe Brook knew her back from before she became a god knight. That's what I was thinking. Brook, why did you run off? To fight that woman, says Usopp. Okay, so Brook and Usopp, because they were knocked out, now they're awake again. I had to jump in after you because it seemed like something was wrong. Do you know her, Brook? This is not me. Okay. Was she some enemy you fought against in the past? Here we go. Are we gonna get Brook lore from before he became a skeleton? From maybe even before he became part of the Rumber Pirates, right? Or maybe during his time as a Rumber Pirate. Because you're talking 50 plus years ago. Brook turned into a skeleton 50 years ago. We know Brook is 90 years old. So sometime between 50 and 90 years ago. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe get some more Brook lore. Maybe Brook gets like a mini second backstory. Like Sanji got a second backstory in Whole Cake. We expected Sanji's main backstory to be in. Obviously, we expected Sanji's main backstory to be the one in Baratie, and we just went with that. But he had got a second backstory in Whole Cake. Is Brook gonna get that? I mean, we all expected Albaf to be, Usopp's time to shine, or maybe even Frank or something. But definitely Usopp, right? But I don't know where we're getting Brook lore. Not what I see coming. Okay, not what I would have. Not what would have been in my bingo card. But okay, let's see. Somebody fought in the distant past. Against in the past. Okay, what does Brook say? No, not an enemy, but a person I did not want to see, or so I thought. I'm so confused right now. But how long ago were we talking? Because Gunko to me, well, I mean, obviously, Imu can get people. We see. We see with the girl see that Imu can give people some kind of immortality or some power of immortality, and Imu's immortal himself. It seems like. If Brook, you knew her from the distant past or whatever. How old could she possibly be? Because I'm looking at her in the cube, and looking at her in general, her design. Gunko looks like a young woman, right? She doesn't look like someone who could possibly be 50 years old. Now I know this is One Piece. I know, obviously, people can be all sorts of ages. I mean, Kureha is 141 years old. I get that. But despite that, Gunko does not strike me as a character or a person that looks any older than, let's say, 20-something years old. 21, 22, right? She's not Nico Robbins' age. She's not Boy Hancock's age, right? Those women, to me, clearly look older than, let's say, a Nami. Especially a Nami pre-time skip, right? Or a Vivi. Or Rebecca, because I don't know, something about their designs tells me, okay, they look a little bit older. Gunko screams the former, right? Maybe like a Monet. I mean, Monet was she was in her mid-20s, wasn't she? So Gunko maybe tells me she's max 25 years old, is at least from her appearance alone. She doesn't look like she's older than 25, maybe mid-20s. I doubt she'd even be late 20s. I wouldn't be surprised if she's, let's say, 19. But Oda, based on this design, Oda obviously could go the immortality, right? If Brook knew her from 50 plus years ago, and then she became immortal, and that's why she looks eternally young, that could explain why she could somehow be, let's say, 60 years old or something, or 50 years old. I mean, Brook became a skeleton 50 years ago, right? So let's say 60 years old, and for her to still look like a young woman. And for Imu to have made her immortal and eternally young, it could explain that. Does that make sense? So we'll see. But I also thought that maybe that power was only reserved for the 5 Gorosei, and that's why he had to trade in Saturn for for ah, how am I blanking on Garling, for Garling, Saint J. Garcia Garling. I can't believe I was blanking on his name for a second. So clearly, to me at least, it seems like he can't just willy-nilly give immortality to everyone, but he does have the God's Knights. But the God's Knights, he gets some of Emu's power, but doesn't get the immortality part of his power. So then, how does Gunko look so young if she's been alive for the longer? If she's been alive since before Brooke was a skeleton, unless Brooke met her during the time, when he was stuck in the mist as a skeleton at some point. So between when he became a skeleton post Rumble Pirates and before, let's say, his meeting with Gecko Moria, before he became a shadow. So during those 50 years, maybe he met her in between there, and maybe he met her, let's say, 10 years ago, and at the time she was, let's say, a child or a young girl or something, or a child, you know what I mean? And then now it's been 10 years after that, and then he still recognizes her. But then, would it be easy for you to recognize a young woman if you only knew her as a child? Maybe. Especially if it's been 10 years. But the way Brooks said, the fact that Brooks said Princess Shuri makes me doubt that he met her during the time he spent as a mist as a skeleton. Because why would a princess be way out there, and why would he recognize her, and why would, what's the story there? That wouldn't make much sense to me. And the way he immediately recognized her, or recognized her as some girl that he knew for sure, makes it seem like he spent a prolonged period of time with her. So those are two things that make me think that she's probably someone from before his time as a skeleton. Perhaps maybe before his time as part of the Rumble Pirates, but maybe during his time as part of the Rumble Pirates. I'm not sure. But obviously, we'll get to know more as I keep reading the chapter. I'm just giving out my initial ideas for now, right? Or so I thought, but I'm so confused right now, says Brooke. Okay. If it's really her, then she must be... Oh, okay, Brooks answered the question for me. If I just went to read the next panel, I would have gotten my question answered. Then she must be 77 years old right now. Wait a minute. 77 years old, if it's really her. Brooke is 90. If Brooke's 90 years old, so Brooks is 13 years older than what he thinks, well, Gunko's supposed to be. Or Princess Shuri, right? So she was born when Brooke was 13. Okay, the fact that Brooke knows her exact age, though, is interesting. That actually tells me Brooke was there for her birth. Like, Brooke knew her since birth as well. So Brooke must have known her since he was 13 himself, right? And since he called her a princess, that tells me that this could be like a Vivi Alabasta Koza situation where Brooke was born in whatever kingdom she was a princess in, right? So she was a princess in whatever kingdom it was, in the past, where Brooke was also born in. So we actually don't know anything about Brooke's birth. All we know is Brooke's time as part of the Rumble Prize. So this could be a case where, okay, Brooke was born in this kingdom, and when he was 13 years old, the prince of that kingdom, Shuri, was born. And that's how Brooke knows about her. And at some point after that, he became a pirate, part of the Rumble Pirates, and then eventually he turned to skeleton, and we know who he is today. But okay, she must be 77 years old right now. So it must be someone else, right? I mean, she's a celestial dragon. That's a good point. She is a celestial dragon. That's true. If she's a celestial dragon, she's born in the God's Knights, she wouldn't be, one of the princes of a kingdom. Because all the kings and queens from the different kingdoms are the ones that were placed in after the initial kings and queens became part of the world government, right? Because the initial 20 kings formed the world government, and new kings and leaders were put in instead, so that the 20 kings then became, the leaders of the world government, right? And then they left the other kings in charge of the individual countries and of the kingdoms. You know what I mean? So then she wouldn't be a celestial dragon. She would just be a princess. she wouldn't be a god knight. But then we also see how Emu gave Harald the offer to be part of the God's Knights, despite Harald being the king of Elbaf. So it might have been that type of situation where Princess Shuri was a princess, but Emu then, for whatever reason, wanted her to be a god knight. Do you know? Do you get, so it's not completely out of the question, but Nami wouldn't know all this. I mean, she's sensitive dragon, says Nami, but what Nami doesn't know all the information I know about Harald and Emu and stuff. I mean, does Nami even know who Emu is exactly? Do any of the Charlottes even know who Emu is exactly? They've just met Emu for the first time just now, so. Yes, at the time, she was the princess of my homeland. See, I got that right. Has to be it. And I lost contact with her when she traveled to Sacred Mary Joa. Okay, that must have been how she became a God's Knight, right? Huh? That must have been how she became a... You know, who she is now, is Gunko. Hey, Brooke! Is this Frankie? Okay, Frankie. That chick's still frozen. Can't tell if she's alive or dead. We can just leave her there, yeah? I don't know. Brooke seems to know her. And Jinbe's with them too, okay. Can't tell if she's alive or dead. Can we just leave? We can just leave her there, yeah? Brooks, and then Jinbe's saying, or is that Brooke saying this? What I'm saying is, she's a celestial dragon who looks exactly like someone you knew. Doesn't change the fact that she came here to attack Elbaf. True. I mean, Usopp makes a good point. Yes, but, says Brooke, that is a good point. At the end of the day, she's attacking Elbaf, so she might have been someone you knew in the past, and she might have been a good person in the past, but she's a Celestial Dragon, you know, God Knight attacking Elbaf now. You know what I mean? Or is she gonna get some redemption arc or something? We can just leave her there, yes, says Frankie? When we were tied up earlier, she was the one who undid the rope. Oh! Escape! Yes, I'm free! I feel like my mental powers did that. Oh. I mean, yeah, because she was the one that... No, was it Emu? Was it Emu the one that bounded the ropes together? And then she undid them. Why? Because she recognized Brooke? So maybe she's not a bad person. Because, yeah, there was Jinbei, Nami, Usopp, and Robin that were caught up in that. Okay. I feel like my mental powers did that. Okay. Why would she do such a thing? Run, Brooke! How does she know who I am? Oh, she even told you, run, Brooke. What do you mean, how does she know who I am? If you know who she is, wouldn't she also know who you are? Didn't you know each other in the distant past or something? And look, she looked genuinely worried here. So Gunko genuinely cared about Brooke. She recognized this as Brooke. Or maybe Brooke is saying, how does she know who I am? Because I just look like a skeleton with an afro. How does she recognize me from the Bandits TV before? But, I mean, if you had an afro before, maybe she guessed. No, that's a good point, actually. How would she know who you are if you just look like a skeleton now, right? I'm not going to assume that someone who has an afro is the same guy who had an afro from the distant past. Especially if it's been 77 years. I mean, that's when she was born, but 70 years. How would I know? How would I even remember? Or were they or was Brooke without meaningful of a person in her life? And then she turned back into the demonic form again. Her original personality, the personality that saved us, her demonic form. It feels as though we've seen 3 different people in her. You think it's possible that she's being controlled? Emu. I mean, the demonic form was Emu. Her original personality, I don't know, but the person that saved us is definitely probably the Princess Shuri that you knew of, right? It did not occur to me at first, but after seeing people turn into demons today, I must admit, I feel deeply disturbed in my core. I hate to rush you, Brooke, but we need a decision. Does she live or die? We can't do anything before that's settled. I think you just have to let her live, no? Wait, I can't call it. Okay, here we go. A long time ago, truly, a long time ago, she was just a child, and I was a young man too. It was in a country that no longer exists. Esperia. Or Esperia? Esperia. I'm gonna call it Esperia. Actually, what is the I don't want to spoil myself. I wanted to look at what is Japanese katakana name for it, but I might spoil myself in doing that. Let's finish this chapter and then I'll Google it. The pronunciation. So just so I don't spoil myself. Okay. It was in a country that no longer exists, Esperia. Why did it no longer exist, huh? Huh, Brooke? Did Emu Lulusha it? You know what I mean? Did Emu Uranus it? Esperia is a land of music, full of workshop crafting instruments of all kinds. Well, it's a perfect land for you then. West Blue, 70 years ago. Well, we know Brooke is from the West Blue. He said she was born 77 years ago. If this is 70 years ago, then she's 7 years old, and Brooke should be 20 here. So Brooke's 20 and she's 7. Okay. 4 a.m. Early in the morning. Chum shaka shaka. So they're singing and dancing early in the morning. 4 a.m. is early in the morning. I'm not awake at this time typically. Check, check. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is Brooke. Okay, yeah. Wake up the crack of dawn and it's a good morning. The start of a brand new world. Oh, they say there's many seas that can be surveyed, but all I need is a good morning. Good morning, huh? Good morning, Esperia. No more waiting for favorable winds. Shut up, I got a hangover. Okay, these guys got drunk from the day before. It's time to set sail, baby! How you doing in the back streets? Be quiet. Okay, so Brooke's annoying people. Kind of like Usopp in the past. Good morning, Brooke. Oh, is that Gunko? Hard to say if that's Gunko or not. What about the port? Hey, Arena! I mean, if he's singing that early in the morning. Oh, look at the freaking country. It looks like a musical instrument at the top. That's a funny looking country. Hey, Arena! Okay. Oh, look at Brooke. He's dancing and making the Joy Boy pose. Oh, how I wish to see a sexy mermaid someday. Shut up, Brooke. Hey, Brooke, my fave. Hope you get fired from the battle convoy. Wait, what? Battle convoy? Oh, it'll make me lose my soul. Now that's what I call a bad end maid. Huh? Oh, brother, get me my gun. Yeah. Oh, Brooke, someone seems to want to shoot you. This is the land of instrument makers. Esperia. I'm gonna call it Esperia for now. We'll find out the pronunciation later. Okay. Esperia Palace Barracks. Come on, Captain. Teach us how to do your quick draw techniques. Quick draw techniques. It's not fair that Princess Shuri Princess Shuri mentioned. Okay. It's not fair that Princess Shuri gets all your attention. This is pathetic. What do you think I'm teaching you now? Learn the fundamentals before you dream. I wonder what our dinner is tonight. Yeah, I'm starving. Gather up all of the crew. Gather up all of the crew. Time to set sail. Princess Brew, sorry. Time to step up Princess Brew. Yo ho ho. How long has that song existed? I guess it's obviously for longer than 800 years because Joy Boy is there. But I mean, come on. They knew it this time. Gather up all of the crew. Time to ship up Princess Brew. Hey, look how Brooke. Okay, young Brooke. Young man Brooke, he's 20 years old here. Time to ship up Binks's brew. See windows to where who knows the waves will be our guide. Or across the ocean tide, the sunset is going wild. And there's Kuko. Ooh, there's Kuko's a child. The eyes there. You see the eye the different eye colors or shapes. Whatever different coloring for her eyes. So she's always had this type of weird looking left eye, or is her right eye the one that's weird looking? I don't know. Well, she has one eye she's got a black pupil, then a white exterior, but then a black exterior beyond that on one eye, and then the other eye is just a white pupil and a black exterior, or whatever you call it. This black and white type of the interesting eye shape for her left and right eye, different eye colors and eye shapes. That's Effie Gunko or Princess Shuri as a child. See the sky, birds singing, in circles passing by. Yo ho ho ho. Okay, it says Kingdom of Esperia, leader of the Raider Squad. Okay, he's a leader of a squad. Okay, Brooke. Yo, look at him here. He looks like an actual knight. He looks like a knight or something. This is 70 years ago. Kingdom of Esperia, leader of Raider Squad, battle convoy, Brook, age 20. And someone said he hoped he got fired from battle convoy. This is the leader. How is he gonna get kicked? How is he gonna get fired? Brook, age 20. I worked hard today. You think I got any stronger? Just like Mama. Kingdom of Esperia, Princess Shuri, age 7. Okay, we're right about the ages. Just like Mama. So who's her mother? Her mother would be the queen, right? We haven't seen her mother yet. Who's her mother? She said just like Mama. So is that Shuri as well in the previous panel, in the previous page? It must have been, right? You think I got any stronger just like Mama? So this thing mixes brew together, and Brooke's holding her hand. I can see... Dang, okay, Brooke... I'm not gonna lie, I really like this Brooke design. A young man Brooke. He kind of had aura, I can't lie. He always had long legs. This dude has always been a tall man, hasn't he? Okay, Brooke. Yes, Her Majesty is very powerful. Ah, Queen Candel, light of my life. Queen Candel, I guess that's her mother's name. That's the queen's name. He's in love with her. Okay, he's in love with the queen, but considering the queen has a daughter who's the princess, you'd assume she's married to a king, and so, you know, you have no chance at her, Brooke. It's not good to fall in love with a married woman, Brooke. Yeah, exactly. You know, even a 7-year-old is telling you off. What do you mean? Love is free, he says. I sentence you to death for conspiracy. Ooh, who's this guy? Ooh. Wait, he's wearing a crown. Is he the king? Is this, like, Slob the king? Really? Too harsh. Please, boss. I mean, your majesty. Papa! Okay, that is the king. That is the king. Kingdom of Esperia, king. Roiven. Roiven. I'm gonna call him Roiven. You were planning to kill me, weren't you? Of course not. Don't even suggest it. I'll wait until death takes you. Come on, Brooke. Forget about Mama. He's like, forget about my mother. You won't be able to romance her. Okay. Don't worry, Brooke. When I grow up, no way, yo, relax. No, I'll marry instead. No. She's saying, I'll marry you instead. No, Brooke. Do not. Hey, Brooke, you know better. Brooke knows better than to take up a 7-year-old's offer on marriage. I mean, Brooke, children are gonna make those kind of jokes all the time. But as a 20-year-old, you can be responsible. You know, yabai. You know you're not gonna do it. No, Shuri, you're supposed to say goofy stuff like that to me and melt my heart. Yeah, that's kind of true, actually. Children do say that kind of stuff all the time to their parents, and it's all funny and stuff. Oh, no thanks. I prefer a wife without the running nose. Hey, let's go. Hey, Brooke's better than Sanjin Film Z movie. Just saying. I know that's not canon, but I'm just saying Brooke's better. See, at least we know this much. Brooke is not a... he doesn't write the files in Adobe, to say the least. Let's put it like that. And if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. I'm not gonna... he doesn't write files in Adobe. What? You picky oaf? How dare you turn down my daughter in front of me? I'm nothing if not faithful. She's laughing. But Brooke managed to dodge the kick by the king. I had to interrupt the fun, your majesty. There's a gang on horseback riding through the city from the port. Some of the battle convoy is in town, but they're outnumbered. Brooke, you gotta go there then. We've sent more from the castle, but I don't think they'll make it in time. Port, Opera House, Palace. Okay, so the gang's coming in, and then there's the Opera House. Okay. What are they after? Says the king. Yo, this king, ugly. I can't lie. That's an ugly-looking king. Okay, well. What are they after? They've been shouting for Queen Candel, who is enjoying an opera in town. What? Is it the Moulin family? Yes, sir. They've been after Candel for years. When did they land at my port? Send word to Candel not to leave the opera house. The opera house's transponder signal is on silent mode during the show. So the king's eyes are normal. I'm wondering how the mother looks like. Does she also have the different colored eyes? The king is shocked. Do something, Brooke. They're going to kidnap Mama. The Moulin rogues, you say? Why, that's odd. I saw them in the port earlier today. Okay. Theater Street. Eee! Oh, there's people on the ground. It's a horseback gang. Uh-huh. They're coming in on horses. Opera House. Ah, a beautiful performance. Oh, is this the queen? Is this her? Is this the mother? Has to be. She has the same hair color. I'm guessing that's the queen, that's the mother. Come on out, Candel. We have permission to shoot from Don Moulon if you don't shoot. Don Moulon! So they did have mafia hats earlier. So this is like a mafia family? Today's the day we settle this. You're gonna be the Dawn's woman once and for all, but she's already married and has a child. Come on, give up, brother. Give up, brother. She decided to marry some ugly guy. I mean, I'm not calling that guy's an ugly... but she decided to marry him, so, I mean, it is what it is. She already has a child with him. Don Mulan, no chance for you. Make sure, and based on already by the side profile we saw earlier, she looks like a good-looking woman, I can't lie. But just like Brooke, I also have no chance. And she's also drawing, so... Make sure Her Majesty doesn't leave the... Ah! Oh, brother got shot. Help, Brooke! It's going to be fine, boss. For one thing, she's very strong. They can't take her away. Plus, well, I'm rather stunned they haven't noticed yet. You see, by the time they left the port, Shuri's crying as well. They're all worried about her. About her. I'd already got them all. Huh? Oh! Yo, he delayed... Wait, what? He delayed it? What the frick? Brooke could do this when he was 20? Well, we know Brooke has like the delayed cutting attacks that he does. But he delayed it from earlier this morning till now? What the frick? Because he said, in the previous page, he said, the Mulan rogues you say? Why, that's odd. I saw him in port earlier today. He saw it earlier today. Then he had the time to walk around with Princess Shuri and go, these guys had the time to come in and threaten the mother. What was her mother's name again? Candel? They had the opportunity to threaten her. Stand in front of the opera house before they got caught. All of that. That's a massive delay before they got caught. That's an OP ability. We've never seen Brooke delayed like this. And he was 20 years old here. Why is 90-year-old Brooke? Oh my goodness. I've never seen 90-year-old skeleton Brooke doing this. Dang, Brooke was that strong at just 20? Okay, he cut them all up real good. Dang. What just happened? They got cooked. Oh, wait. Is this one of those... They were already cut things? Yeah. Then it was Captain Brooke's quick draw. Dang. So earlier she said she wanted to learn quick draw. Did she learn it from Brooke, or did Brooke actually learn it from the Queen? Did the Queen teach Brooke the quick draw? Interesting. 3-pace hum notch slash. Oh, Sir Brooke, he's so dashing. Damn, Brooke had aura with the ladies too? Yo, I mean, at this period of time, Brooke could have easily asked any of these women the color of their panties or whatever, and they would have said, yes, sir, of course, right away, I'll tell you and show you my panties and the color of them right away. Even if he doesn't succeed as a skeleton, 20-year-old Brooke had massive riz with the women. Holy crap. Look, here's Her Majesty. What a beauty she is. Oh, are we going to see her design? 70 years ago, the kingdom of Esperia harbored 2 great stars. I guess it was Brooke and whoever this queen is. What a beauty she is. One, okay, we see her face here. Okay, we're gonna have to see her full design in a second here. Okay, one, the former captain of the battle convoy and current queen, Candel. Okay, she was the captain of the battle convoy, and Brooke's the leader of the battle convoy. The other, an unpopular musician, but master of the quick draw technique that left its victims unaware they'd been slashed. The leader of the raider squad, the Humming Brooke. No, he's the leader of the raider squad. He's not the leader of the battle convoy. But he's still part of the battle convoy. He's just the leader of a squad within the convoy. But she's the leader of the whole convoy. She's the captain. And it also says former captain. Whereas it says for Brooke, it says that he's the leader of the. He doesn't say former leader. I'm just saying. Maybe it's relevant. I don't know. That she's former and Brooke is the leader. Heh. What a what a scene out here. Dang, that's the Queen Candle. You see, strong. Wait, two things. She looks strong as herself. She didn't need Brooke's help to take him out. What was Shuri, the princess, and the king worried? She look at her. Look at her stance. That is not a weak woman, bro. She could have taken care of the gang herself. Secondly, you can see the stars around her too. Oda knows it. I know it. She's a baddie, bro. She's beautiful. That is a beautiful looking woman. But she also looks like she could be a god knight, no? This looks like she could be a god knight. That clothing could be Mary Jo clothing. Or maybe it's just the clothing for this kingdom. I mean, Brooke had similar clothing. But she gives me the god knight vibes. I don't know. She doesn't give me the vibe of a good person. She gives me the vibe of a beautiful woman, but behind it, you know, she's got some dark. I don't know. She gives me darkness behind her. She gives me the kind of vibe that she's a bad person behind her smiling exterior. Kingdom of Esperia, Queen Candel. In this era, the kingdom was at peace. In this era, so what happened after this era? How did the kingdom not become at peace after this? And that's the end of the chapter. Okay, now we can Google what this pronunciation of Esperia is. In Japanese, it says Esperia. Esperia. Yeah, in Japanese it's also Esperia. So it is Esperia. I've been pronouncing it correctly. It's in the West Blue, but we know this because Brooke is also from the West Blue, so we know this. And yeah, that's the queen. We've seen her now. I'm honestly astonished that someone as beautiful as her would marry the slob of the king that we saw a couple of chapters ago. I mean, look at him. Gosh, and he looks like rocks if he was 10 times uglier. He just looks so much uglier. What is that chin of his? And that hairstyle? He looks awful. And she's a baddie. She's hot as heck. And she looks strong. She looks like she's way stronger than the king. But I guess she is one of the two important figures. Yeah, two great stars. So I guess the queen is the real highlight of this kingdom, not so much the king. The king is just there. Guess so. But that's the end of the chapter, guys. I'll see you guys. I say next week, but only just a couple of days. For you guys, probably 2 days for the next chapter. At least officially, the unofficial chapter comes out today. So I'll see you guys next time for more One Piece. I don't know when I start recording this, so I'm actually worried I'm gonna get past the 1 hour mark for this chapter reaction. But great chapter. I'm very intrigued by this little backstory we get. A second backstory for Brooke, like I mentioned earlier, this chapter reaction. Similar to the second backstory that Sanji got. This to me is very intriguing for a few reasons. Obviously, one for the Brooke backstory, but also the Gunko business. What Gunko, Princess Shuri, and especially this Queen Candel. Because like I said, I feel like there's more to her character than we're seeing here in this panel, this chapter. I don't know. But also, obviously, Brooke's powers are insane. But also, the fact that this story is happening 77 years ago, or 70 years ago, 70 when Gunko was born, or Princess Shuri. The fact that it's happened 70 years ago, so we're going to get to see a lot of lore from a kingdom that doesn't exist anymore. So this is a former kingdom, but a lot of lore from things that from way in the past, which to me is very interesting because this is way before Gold Roger was even born. Actually, Gold Roger might have been born, but Gold Roger would have been a baby by this point. Because remember that Brooks, when they were talking about Roger in the current time, Brooks said, Roger? I've never heard of that name. Or he was a rookie pirate or something. So from Brooks' perspective, Roger, the Pirate King, was a rookie pirate. And which makes sense because 70 years ago, Brooke was only 20 years old. But Brooke, what I'm saying, no, the opposite, sorry. Brooke was already 20 years old 70 years ago. And at this time that we're looking at here, this chapter, Roger probably was like a baby or a young child himself. I mean, Roger was probably born around the same time Gunko or Princess Shuri was, right? I'm just saying. So, Brooke he's a veteran. He's an old man, right? So you're gonna get to see lore from before Roger's time as a pirate, before the great age of pirates. So we're gonna get to see lore and world building from way before all this, massive intensifying pirate business. And we get to see this gang would look like a mafia gang, and we're not even seeing pirates here at all. We're seeing mafia gang, attack to try and get this queen to marry the Dawn. So we always had mafia gangs instead of seeing pirates. Nowadays, I feel like we would have seen pirates do this type of attack. Not all necessarily, but I'm just saying. I think that's interesting. And yeah, that's why I'm very intrigued by this backstory. A big part of that. But also, you get to learn more about Brooke, which I think is great. I mean, I did not know there was this whole side to Brooke. Holy crap. I guess Brooke never felt the need to share any of this with the Straw Hats, which is why we don't know about it. But yeah. And I can't wait to see how this kingdom became a kingdom no longer exists anymore. Did Emu, destroy completely? Was she involved in it? I mean, it says former captain of the battle convoy. So what happened to the battle convoy? What happened to this kingdom? And how did Brooke end up joining the Rumber Pirates? I hope this backstory that we're getting here also ends up with showing us how Brooke ended up joining the Rumber Pirates and how he ended up with I have to say freaking Floki, because I've rewatched I've rewatched Villain Saga Season 1 twice now. I've only seen Villain Saga Season 1 once, but I've rewatched Season 1 twice. So I've watched it 3 times in total. So I want to say Floki because, the captain of the Young Spikes, his name is Floki, but it's Yorkie, right? But how you ended up joining Yorkie and becoming part of the, of the Rumber Pirates. So that's another chapter. I'll see you guys next week. Holy crap, I can't believe I'm being spoiled by any of this. That's impressive. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Like I said, for more Brooke backstory, maybe more Kingdom of Esperia backstory. This was chapter 1183, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this chapter reaction. At least as much as I enjoyed reading this chapter. This chapter was really good for me. I had a lot to discuss this time around. And I'll see you guys next week. Alright, you all. Peace.